Well, I'm sitting on the same bench that I was sitting on when I finished last year's videos. We're now into season 2 and we're starting off with what have I learned over the last year that's going to help me going forward. The first thing I've learned about is definitely to do with film editing. It's an absolute minefield and I've switched and changed, but I'm gradually getting a bit of a style together. The most important thing I've learned about my training is that it takes a lot of time, much longer than I thought, and I think that's a lot to do with my age. And I set out at the beginning of last year with the goal of becoming fit and hopefully building muscle. I've certainly got a lot stronger. I'm not as big as I thought I might be with the amount of training I've done, and that might be due to mistakes that I've made in diet. It might be down to the fact that I am now 50 years old and it's much harder to put on muscle when you are over the age of 20 or 30. The important thing is that I've developed a habit and a desire to carry on with my training now. I can see this being something that I will do for the rest of my life. And I think also the motto of slow and steady wins the race rings true here as well. In my mind, I am a lot younger than my physical age, and I think that gets in my way sometimes. Maybe I'll try a little bit too hard, and certainly when I get ill or when I get injured, it takes me a lot longer to get over that now. I'm very grateful I don't get ill very often, but for me December has been pretty much a complete write-off. I injured my thumb and that prevented me going in the gym, and then just when I thought that that was stable enough to continue, I got sick over Christmas, and that's wiped me out. I've not been eating properly, I've not been hydrating sufficiently, but today I feel well. I'm out in the fresh air. The new year is just around the corner, and so I'm motivated to get back on the treadmill. As I said, I think I've made some changes, quite a lot of changes in my diet over the last year. But now I'm focused, I've got a plan. I am starting to use a new app, which I'll talk about in another video. But from a lot of podcast listening, I have learnt that I think protein is very important in the diet, regardless of whether you're trying to build mass, and especially as we get older. Keeping protein in your diet will help with the natural muscle loss that you get as you age. From listening to Peter Attia, what would you like to do when you are 80, 90, 100 years old, and then working backwards from there to train in a fashion that will allow you to do those things, and that includes mobility. So moving forward, I'm definitely going to be continuing with my stretching and mobility. And sometimes life just needs living. Over the past few weeks, I've been helping out building the set for a production of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, doing quite a lot of painting. Over the last year, I've also struggled with knowing what to do first, whether building strength is what you need to do first, or body recomposition and losing fat, as both of these can be quite tricky when in older age. I drifted quite a lot, especially at the start of the year, but now I've chosen a focus, and into 2023 I'll be tackling each of those things in different phases. As I've mentioned in previous videos, my mobility over the last few years has definitely taken a decline. So one of the things that I will be concentrating on making sure that I do several times a week is stretching and mobility exercises.